business is business. I've made all the mistakes so that you don't have to. I've been training dentists for over a decade on how to start and run a successful dental practice. Now I'm opening it up to everyone. Dr. Heavenly Times here. Listen, I am so excited to announce my Mastermind course, Dr. Heavenly University. Listen, this has been such a long time coming. I've owned and operated multi-million-dollar corporations, and now I want to give this information to everyone. The first thing we're going to start by giving away a free webinar. After that, we're going to give a 5-day challenge. We're going to start with your mindset, and we're going to end with self-care, because you can have all the money in the world, but without personal health care and taking care of yourself, it means nothing. We're going to get into business, trust, and leaving a legacy for your children, banking, and getting the loans that you need to start your businesses, all the 7 streams of income, and so much more. I'm so excited to give all this information to you. Click the link below to join my 5-day challenge, the Total Freedom Challenge. Hey guys, what's up? Dr. Heavenly here. Listen, I am so excited. We have a special Heaven Help Us for y'all tonight. I'm officially starting my podcast. So yes, we'll be able to download the audio to all the streams that podcasts are available, Apple, iTunes, all of that. Y'all know what it is. Okay. So basically, I'm committed to I want to create at least 1,000 millionaires. 1,000, that's my goal. And my goal and my motto is, and I just wrote it out here for y'all, my mission statement is to build a community of prosperous people who understand the power of compound interest and work together. A mastermind, we're working together to promote each other and hold each other accountable to build a legacy for our families. Listen, and I have a special guest, which I will have guests pretty much every time we do this podcast, because I like to throw off ideas. This young lady is a great businesswoman. She actually owns several businesses. She actually does masterminds and everything herself. And we want to talk about the power of a mastermind and why people do masterminds. It's not about selling things. It's about getting in network with a lot of different people and how we make that work. Okay, without further ado, I have my good friend Lauren Powers here, and we're going to talk about mastermind. I'm going to add her to the stream. Hey, Lauren, how are you today?
I am fantastic. Thank you for having me, Dr. Heavenly. Good to see you.
Thank you for coming, darling. I love everything you do. And I want to say, I started out working with you, not knowing that you actually know how to orchestrate masterminds, but you started with dental websites, right?
Absolutely.
So
yeah.
You're with a company called Microsites, who's done my dental website. And I want to say the power of business, and what you learn at Dr. Heavenly University is creating a business. And to do that, you have to market yourself correctly. So what we did was, I am a cosmetic dentist, but a lot of times people don't know what you do. So you have to build your brand. So Lauren Powers actually helped me put my website together to make sure that people understood what procedures we did. Not only that, but she actually put the financing there. I mean, so many different parts of it. So it's a one-stop shop, so people know exactly what I do and how I do it. And we're going to talk about a little bit later how we just changed up Smiles by Dr. Heavenly just a little bit to understand what we do.
Yep.
Lauren, I brought you here because I want to talk to you about Mastermind Coaching and what it means to others. We started our Dr. Heavenly University Mastermind Coaching program, and we actually have a 90-day program going on right now. It actually sold out. We have a waiting list, but I wanted to talk to you about Mastermind Coaching and what it means to you. So go ahead. And first of all, tell us who you are and what you do.
Okay, so my name is Lauren Powers, and I help health entrepreneurs achieve optimal growth in their expressing their online presence, sometimes through marketing, paid ads, a website, or just understanding your voice. So at the heart of it all, I'm an entrepreneur and I'm a coach, and I share in Dr. Heavenly's mission and her passion. Yes, to create millionaires, because there's no reason why we can't all have access to wealth right now and wealth for generations, right? And B is to make just smarter entrepreneurs. The heart of small business, the heart of America, I'm sorry, is small business. And if you see a good example of small business, it's a lot easier to replicate that. I know, like growing up, I used to see my dad sometimes struggle, in some of his business endeavors. So sometimes we don't always have the example to get us to where we need to be. So I've seen my dad fail. He's come out on top. He's taught me a lot of those skills. And so as an entrepreneur, I fully support what you're doing with the Mastermind Coaching program. So a lot of people don't understand what a mastermind truly is. A mastermind is a high level network of action oriented, motivated, usually entrepreneurs, but it can be anybody working for a corporation or people who just want something more. They know they have skills and gifts and they want to tap into something greater. And sometimes we don't have the know-how, the voice, or the belief that that greater exists. And so inside of Dr. Heavenly University, it's super cool because you're teaching people, yes, you can build a house from the ground up. Yes, you can have a subdivision. Yes, you can invest, the low 4 figures and have high 5-figure returns. But sometimes you don't see that vision. And so in a mastermind, you have people at a certain level, which could be level A, and then you have people at a higher level, where you're trying to get to, right? And they are sharing and giving of their information. It's a collaborative. And in our community, I'm gonna be honest, Dr. Heavenly, I feel like this type of you putting this on the forefront is necessary. Because a lot of times we don't want to collaborate, we don't want to share, but you are actually like giving all your resources. You're giving, information about the people that have helped you get to where you are. So a mastermind, high level collaborative group that are action taking oriented people. And I coach in several, and I also invest myself. Like I am a part of several masterminds myself.
Wow, wow, wow. I am so excited to have you here. One of the things I wanted to talk to you about is the way we set up our webinar and our mastermind coaching. The number one question is what? When people call in, what is their number one question? And remember, they don't know everything that Dr. Heavenly does, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the number one thing is they don't know that I ran several multi-million-dollar. All they remember is she's on reality TV and she can read people. Yeah. That's not who Dr. Heavenly is. I mean, it's part of it. I mean, that's entrepreneurship, because the more I read people on Married to Medicine, the more they show my businesses, okay? And y'all probably wouldn't even know who I was if it wasn't for the reality TV. So I take my hat off to it. I'm not mad at it. But Dr. Heavenly University is actually the other side of Dr. Heavenly. This is the real Dr. Heavenly, the dentist, right? Mm-hmm. So we started out our mastermind coaching with a free webinar. And the free webinar actually gives you some free information on risk versus reward. Because a lot of times people don't want to take a risk. Mm-hmm. They don't want to take a risk for anything.
They don't want to invest.
They don't want to invest. They're afraid to invest. But the first thing we got to get over is that spirit of fear and get in the mindset to just let people know. So we start with a free webinar, talking to them. And then from that, we try to go in order. We try to go in decent order. From that, we go to our 5-day challenge. And with our 5-day challenge, we have a mission and a goal. A mission and a goal is that you get started and you start now in one of the streams. You got to start something, right? Mm-hmm. So the main thing we want to get out of the 5-day challenge is to let you know what's available, what we're going to do in the mastermind, and how to get started by getting your finances right. So by the end of the 5-day challenge, you should be able, if you don't have already, you should be able to know how to get your credit score at 680 by reducing your debt to income ratio and going back through your finances. And we're going to tell you exactly what to do to make it right. Because one thing that we know is the banks want to loan you money.
That's do.
How they make money.
They do
money. So if you can get your credit score to a 680, they will loan you money for real estate. Now, for a lot of businesses, sometimes it's more difficult to get loans. For businesses, they talk about lines of credit and stuff like that. You have to have credibility. But for real estate, if you got a property that you're purchasing, they know the value of that property, and you have the income structure, and you have the credit score. You can get a loan for real estate, and that's the number one way that this country creates millionaires. So real estate is something we go into heavily with Dr. Hemley University. But I want to talk to you a little bit, Lauren, about when you're doing the coaching calls.
Yes.
What's one question they have when they call for our mastermind coaching program?
So outside of them saying, "Oh my gosh, I didn't know Dr. Heavenly actually owns businesses and does this on her own," most folks are wondering how much it costs. That's one thing, and how quickly can they get their money back. So not get their money back, but if I'm going to spend X amount, what's a reasonable expectation to make money back?
Right. Right. And the one thing we'll tell you is that, there's nothing that is guaranteed, but I can tell you that if you actually do the work and you do what we tell you can do, you can make 3 to 4 times the investment right away. The first thing we tell you to do is invest in real estate, and we have realtors here that will get you or can tell you where the investments are, meaning they can tell you where in the country and in the world where to make the best investments. In fact, I have a realtor that works with us that brings about, and I know it doesn't sound right, but divorced or distressed properties that people are getting divorced and or they died. So that's the kind of information you want.
Other properties too.
Yeah. Good properties. And not only that, they talk to you about the tax lien sales as well. So if you're in a position to take advantage of all this, we can actually get you a return on your investment relatively quickly. But another thing we actually talk about in the mastermind is creating your own business. So at the end of the mastermind, I want everyone to have at least start one of the streams of income, but the one I'm pushing the most is real estate, and then getting you an e-commerce store. So we're going to walk you through starting a business. Most people that start the mastermind already have a business. They already doing some great things, or some of them are CEOs working for another business that don't know quite how to start or have the motivation to start their own. One thing we teach at Dr. Hemley University is that you cannot get rich working for other people. So you have to start your own business. We go from that, and then we teach you how to start a business. We can start where you are. We can start with going to getting the EIN number, going to get your tax ID number, getting your business name, your business corporation, and all of that, all the way to selecting your location, building a dynamic team, and ending up and starting with an exit strategy from the very beginning.
Okay? Can I jump in real quick? Because I feel like what you're touching on right now with leveraging real estate as a business, I don't think that most of us are actually saying it in that terminology. Like, I don't know if people look at real estate brokers and investors as entrepreneurs, as people who are living off of their own talent and skill. But that's actually what they're doing. So if people are out there and they're like, I want to open a business, I want to do something, but you don't necessarily, have a special talent or have a special, I'm not a dentist, I'm not or something with a special skill. The skill of running a business is all you need to know. When you know how to make money, that's what every entrepreneur strives to be. Your talent sometimes can overtake, your passion can overtake your want to make money, but this is the best avenue. Learn the skills to have a business, in the right S Corp, LLC, whatever it is. And then the investment that you would make in your, t-shirt making company, maybe you can make that investment in real estate and have a return that makes sense and that's reasonable. I love that. That's the angle for entrepreneurship. It's the easiest path to cash.
Yeah. And one of the things we talk about is the more risk you have out there, the more rewards you're going to get. But if you see something that got a high reward on it, just know that the risk is high. So everything you do, there's nothing that is for sure. There's nothing that's for sure other than death and taxes, correct?
For sure.
Right.
So some people try to avoid the taxes.
But we can actually give you the elevator, because if I knew the things that I know now back 30 years ago, where would I be? We're going to get into the power of compound interest and how we can compound money. If I can give you the rocket ship to getting there, if me and Lauren and everybody else that's on the Mastermind Coaching Program can get a rocket ship, then why take the stairs when you can take an elevator or a rocket and get there quicker, right? Imagine how important time is. We always talk about time, right?
Time and money. Mm-hmm.
So if we got time, if we got 20 years back by getting the information now, how much value is that to someone?
I mean, you can't replace it. Like, that's the only thing that you can't replace. And when people join masterminds, because they're not cheap,
Never.
it's a true investment in yourself and leveling up your education. And what we're not touching on, Dr. Heavenly, is leveling up your circle. You're a function of what? The 5 or 7 people that you hang around the most. And if you're the only one in your circle talking about, I want more, I'm meant for more, my family deserves money, my generations deserve, you're the only one talking about that, you need to join a group of people that are like you. You need to find other folks so you can level up. It's gonna be a hard upward climb if the people around you ain't trying to be better. That's why I love this mastermind.
Exactly. And what we're trying to create is a network of high-level individuals, because it's not about just joining the mastermind. It's about the people that are in the mastermind, because we're all going to hold each other accountable. And we're going to support one another. I'm going to support everybody's business that's in my mastermind coaching program. Everybody's going to support one another. Okay. Then we're going to hold you accountable. When you're in a group like this, you got to rise, because we're not going to tolerate it, or we're going to push you out the group, because we have an application to get into our mastermind coaching program. And Lauren, please tell them what's the qualifications. And if they can't pay for the mastermind, what do we tell them?
So there's a few ways to make this investment. Honestly, if you are at the point where you're prepared to invest in yourself upwards of 4 figures or 5 figures, because you need the education and you need the lift, as Dr. Hemley has described, you need that to get where you need to be. If you're not prepared in that realm, then this mastermind likely isn't for you. But we absolutely have the 5-day challenge coming up. And a 5-day challenge can be that open door for you to tap into the money mindset, to tap into the wellness part, to tap into learning about crypto. We have a challenge coming up in June, and I feel like that will be the best entry point right now. But also too, for the mastermind, we have folks that pay in full. We have folks that do financing, because we got all the ways, Dr. Heavenly.
Absolutely.
We have finance. We have ways to make it comfortable. But what we want you to know is that we reward action takers. For those that are in the mastermind and activate at least one income stream within the 90 days, you get a one-on-one in-depth call with the queen herself. And
and that's the way of rewarding everybody and incentivizing them to start a business. Once you start, that's the hardest part. A lot of people will procrastinate and think about it. And I've heard people say, hey, you know what? Take your time. No, you've been taking your time for years. Start something and start something now. Find your passion. Now, I'm not trying to be shady when I say, when you find your passion. At the Heavenly University, we teach you to find your passion. And you think about it, like somebody like, we're going to talk about Married to Medicine. Somebody like Atoya likes to drink wine. She created a wine club. So that makes you creative, right? It's something you can do, but make it something you enjoy doing. If she's testing wine, that's an excellent entrepreneurial outbreak to start it. And it's not like work to her, because that's what she likes doing. We had one lady in our mastermind that loves jewelry. So she's going to start actually doing an e-commerce store with jewelry, right? Smart. And then we got people in the mastermind that are at different levels. They're already 6, 7, 8-figure earners, right? 7-figure earners. And they own properties. And what they do is they bring insight of the challenges that people have when they're doing different parts of the industry. For example, you can read a lot of books and you can go on a lot of webinars. They're going to tell you real estate's the only way and act like real estate is easy. But one of the things we talk about in the webinar is not only getting the properties, but actually securing the properties and running them properly. And we hear about the nightmares. You know what I'm saying? There's people that own multi-unit properties that have had prostitution in them. We've had people with multi-unit properties that have had people coming in at night that were supposed to be the property managers, removing the appliances from the units. All kind of different things there, but we come together to come out with solutions and things beforehand. So when you start these type of challenges, you already know what some of the setbacks are, and we all have been through all of it, because collaboratively we have years and years of experience on how to prevent and keep your properties, and actually how to invest them and actually make them profitable for a long term for your family.
I love it, and I think the critical thing is you got to get over the block. You got to get over the thought that you cannot, that this is not something that's within reach for you, that it's not like the doors are open. And I love that you're just making it very clear. And I'm not going to say easy to attain, but I'll understand it while I'm getting there along the way, because the team that you got working with us for the mastermind is insane. They're so smart, and they're helping each and every person figure out exactly the best path to cash that works for them.
Yeah, I actually handpicked those people there, Lauren, and those are people that I've worked with in, buying gold and silver and understanding the need for gold and silver in your portfolio. And I always say, if you saw that movie Drumline, I don't know if y'all remember, but anytime you saw that movie Drumline, everybody thought their instrument was the best instrument. It was the foundation of the whole band. And that's no mistake with the people that come in our mastermind and they talk about the different avenues. The realtor will think that their instrument is the best way to get to millions. The precious metal people are going to tell you have to have gold and silver. And they're going to explain to you how silver is used in the industry. You talk about insurance. Yep. They're going to tell you that's the number one way to build wealth with a legacy. But my thing is, once you come to all of them and understand everything, then you can come up to decide that you do need to be diversified and have something in all of those instruments. Absolutely. We had a powerful session with a lady that did crypto. She's talking about cryptocurrency. She talked about Bitcoin. We talked about Elizabeth Warren and how she's trying to prevent the regulations of crypto, trying to keep it trying to regulate crypto. And actually she's shooting ideas out there about making it illegal to have a VPN. That's a virtual private network. You know how people have VPNs so you can't see where they're coming from in the computer? They're trying to eliminate and make it illegal. But they're coming up with solutions and ways. And y'all know the BRICS and all of that are coming up, and they're coming against the American dollar. So we're going to talk about in our mastermind the best ways with people that have money, that have made money, on how to get around that, if you will, legally do things, taxes, legally get around taxes. So we're creating wealth not just by making money, but teaching people how to keep money. And we're going to go over and over again the power of compound interest. Because if you make money, if you can double your money in a year, then that next year you have double the money to double it again. So if you double your money, let's say for the nice number, if you got 1 million 1 year, and then you double it and you got 2 million, the next year you double it, how many you have? 4 million. The next year, what do you have? 8 million.
What's your guys' compound interest? What's your favorite channel for compound interest?
My favorite channel for compound interest is probably real estate, because if you find it in the right areas, right? For example, we're looking at a couple of properties right now in Atlanta, and if they're new builds, right? A lot of times you talk about new builds and it's a headache, right? But once it's built, 5 years later, that property will double in value in certain areas. For example, if you buy it at 800,000, in 5 years, you can sell it for 1.6, probably less than 5 years. So when you're doubling your money like that on multiple properties, understand the power of compound interest and the power of leveraging other people's money, because you can get into a lot of these properties without using a dime of your own money if you do it the right way. Now, is it easy?
I was just about to ask you. I was going to say, okay, so real estate, it makes sense. But what if you're a newer investor and you know what? 5 years seems like a long time, Dr. Heavenly. I'm trying to make my money now. I just joined your mastermind group. I'm trying to make my money now.
I understand. I'm going to still tell you real estate. If you're a new investor, the best thing you can do if you don't own any property is buy you a duplex or a triplex. We're going to talk about that and how to get them, how to buy them right? How to use
multifamily. Pro tip, y'all, multifamily homes. Y'all not thinking about that. We're just thinking about single family. We're thinking about 1 bedroom. We're thinking about getting, something we can flip. What about a multifamily where you're getting that check hitting on time for multiple families in a month? I would love a duplex, a quadruplex. I'm looking at one now, actually.
Absolutely. And continue to educate yourself. One of the great things about great entrepreneurs is they continuously go to different mastermind courses. They continue to pay money to educate themselves. As a dentist, I continue to get continuing education to stay on the state of art, state of the art. My thing is with Dr. Heavenly University is we're going to continue to bring new people in, because right now we have to talk about AI. Because
I got lots to say about AI, but before we get there, I do have a question. Can you tell me what's your thoughts about people that are, investing right now with the interest rates being so high? I hear two sides of the coin. That yes, if you got it, go for it. But if and the other side is like, don't do anything?
Well, the interesting thing is I'm kind of somewhere in the middle because the interest rates are a little bit higher, but historically not that high, because historically it's between 6 to 8%. The interest rates now is between 6 and 7% right now at the moment, right?
Yeah.
So my thought process is, part of me wants to go with Warren Buffett and say, we're in a big bubble and it's going to burst, right? And you want to wait till blood is in the streets, right? And then you can go in and get all those properties. But we don't know exactly. I mean, we can kind of prophesy and we can kind of guesstimate, but we don't know when that's going to happen. So I'm saying don't stop investing right now, because sometimes, because it's a buyer's market right now, you can get deals that you probably could not get.
Like what?
Like, for example, there are spaces right now that would not be for sale right now, but they're available because nobody's really buying as much right now because they're waiting for a burst or a bubble burst, right? There is business opportunities, places that you could get right now that most people will not invest in. But if you're in early and you got it and you can sustain it by using our marketing techniques and our other techniques, then it's worth doing. I would not sit idly. I would not, because time, is our most precious.
That's the only thing we got.
So okay, sit around and wait for it to bust. We're gonna get it when it busts anyway, because we're gonna have multiple properties anyway, right? So we're still gonna have that side ship where we can get those too. But I'm saying don't slow down. And I understand the process of people saying don't buy right now. And I ain't no realtor. I ain't selling you no real estate. I'm telling you what I think.
Okay. So I'm just thinking, real talk, because I've been talking to some of your folks that have joined Mastermind, and another question that they have is, what's the reality? Dr. Heavenly Rich, how much money do I literally need to make money? Like, is it 1,000? Is it 500? Is it 10,000? If once I join, if she tells me real estate, if she tells me crypto, if she tells me Forex, how much money do I really need?
I'm going to tell you that you can join and make wealth out of debt. You don't need any money if you get your credit right. You can start out using you know what? We tell you all the time to get rid of your bad debt, right? Your bad debt is depreciating assets like cars, clothes, purses right there. We're going to go in and do an overhaul of your finances, right? If you can get your credit score at a 680 or more, you can enjoy a lot of investments by not using your own money, by using good debt. Lauren, good debt.
I just, that's what the people
That is not a bad thing.
So you're a fan of good debt. So you said, what is your top 3 favorite good debt? Not student loans, and not real estate.
Hell no. But I already said real estate. But what we want to do is good debt is in precious metals. Precious metals, gold, platinum, silver. Silver is one of the best because it's so economical right now. You can get a bullion of silver. You can get a silver dollar right now for less than $40. These silver dollars, you can get these less than $40. Okay.
What I'm gonna do with it in 5 years, Dr. Heavenly? What I'm gonna do with it? How can I get my money back?
Well, no, when you buy the silver, right, it's actually liquid money. You can go back and get your money back, but this is continuously growing in value because it's a commodity, meaning that the industry needs it. We need this silver for health. If you know anything about dentistry, we use it in your mouth. We use it for health. We actually use it to preserve different foods. Okay, we can use silver in the electric cars. There are so many needs for silver, and we don't have enough of it. So this is one commodity that I would say is next, is silver and gold. After I'm gonna say real estate first.
I'm with you in the real estate, and I hope that people have like light bulbs firing off as we're talking, because this is the joy in creating generational wealth. This is the joy in being a visionary. And if you are a visionary person like I am, I live to open businesses, child. I wake up, I have a new idea every single day, but it's different when you have a network, a community, a group to hold you accountable to make the smart decisions for great return. And so when that freedom challenge is coming up, it's finna be popping. We're finna make some bosses out of that in just 5 days. And then we got the next 90-day cohort. I think that this is a movement. This whole being financially responsible and just talking different about money and how we feel as a community about money. This is a movement. I was watching Everybody Hates Chris. It's a show, like my kids are into it now, which is better than some of the other stuff they be watching. Kids playing with toys, what they usually watch. So
like reality TV, right?
Girl, damn. That's basically what it is. Hilarious. Put that together. But with Everybody Hates Chris, it's funny, right? It's a comedy, but you see the mom, Pam from Martin Tashina Arnold, she over here talking about, bad business, bad investments, bad debt, credit cards, can't buy this. It's a play on a scenario, but that's a narrative for a lot of us. And if you're conditioned to think that way, it's going to be hard to ever see yourself being wealthy. Absolutely. Which is going to be even worse for your own children. And getting over these blocks is huge, huge.
I agree 1,000%. And you told me 3 ways. We already talked about real estate. We talked about precious metals, but I still think, we're going to talk about stocks and bonds and all of that, but I still think that there's a place for cryptocurrency in your portfolio, and mainly Bitcoin and not the other altcoins.
I've been nervous about crypto. My brother's into it.
I had a lady that laid the crypto down in our mastermind, and she showed you why. But I do think that crypto is going to be an all or none. I think the United States is trying to do away with crypto and come up with their own rendition of it with FedNow and getting your money and actually controlling it with the digital currency. But I do think that Bitcoin is too far gone to stop it. Other countries are going to use it. The United States is trying to limit it or eliminate it and regulate it. But there are so many countries, mainly the BRICS, y'all know them. And they're trying to get countries to come together. There are 16 other countries that have just now applied to be a part of the BRICS, the people that are getting away from the American dollar. So if you all say that we're trying to make it illegal to get a VPN, I would say now, at some point, you want to get another nationality, some kind of, visa at another country to play with. But we're going to talk about all that and more. But the main thing with the mastermind is being around like-minded individuals, because Lauren made a very good point. People think a certain way, but if you hang around the people that think a certain way, you will learn their culture and the way they do things, and you'll start doing things differently just by design. So the key to it and the main purpose of it, I see your little baby in the background, of a mastermind is being around like-minded individuals, right? And from there, with their mindset, you're going to be like, oh, they did that. They're going to tell you what concerns they had, what issues they had. And it's a great conglomerate of information. That's so all that. Production is waiting outside my house to film me. I'm going to have to comb my hair. So I'm going to have to end this session. But guys, make sure you join my 5-day challenge. The first thing you want to do is go to my website, and I'm going to put it up here. Let me see if I can get it, babies. If I could get it. Wait a minute.
There it is. Dr. University.
One-stop shop to financial freedom. When you get on my website, there's going to be a free webinar, right? The free webinar is something short and sweet, basically to just get your information. Right? So now we have you in our database, right? We wanted you to join our 5-day challenge. If you look on the website, it'll tell you, if you scroll down, each level of entry. I think we got $97, $197, and $497.
Yeah.
And from that, it's a prerequisite to get into our mastermind coaching. If you're chosen for the coaching, somebody like Lauren or somebody on our team that's going to give you a call, it might be me. They give you a call and explain to you what it is, how it is, and how it's going to help you. But hopefully this video has been very helpful for you. Lauren, do you have anything you want to end with before we leave? Because these people worrying me. They keep texting me.
Okay, so you can go film. I'm happy to be on the team, Dr. Heavenly. I just love your mission. I'll support you in anything that you do. Guys, if you want more details, you can hit me up on Instagram at I am Lauren Powers, and also my podcast, the Bad Entrepreneur Podcast. Dr. Heavenly going to be a guest, because we're talking about stories where we fail, where we turn it around, and we became profitable at the end. And that's what this is all about. All right. So thank you for having me, Dr. Heavenly.
Absolutely. Absolutely, guys. And the reason for us doing is to build a culture of financial education where we're not getting anywhere else. So we got to take care of ourselves. Okay. By us, for us. Okay. Hopefully you enjoyed this podcast, and we'll see you next time on the Heaven Help Us, Dr. Heavenly University podcast. The Total Freedom Challenge. And our next Total Freedom Challenge is starting in June 28th through July 2nd. So go to my website, Dr. Heavenly University, for all details, and I look forward to seeing you guys soon. Y'all have a good night.
Bye.
Bye.
See ya.
Business is business. I've made all the mistakes so that you don't have to. I've been training dentists for over a decade on how to start and run a successful dental practice. Now I'm opening it up to everyone. Dr. Heavenly Kind here. Listen, I am so excited to announce my Mastermind course, Dr. Heavenly University. Listen, this has been such a long time coming. I've owned and operated multi-million-dollar corporations, and now I want to give this information to everyone. The first thing we're going to start by giving away a free webinar. After that, we're going to give a 5-day challenge. We're going to start with your mindset, and we're going to end with self-care, because you can have all the money in the world, but without personal health care and taking care of yourself, it means nothing. We're going to get into business, trust, and leaving a legacy for your children, banking, and getting the loans that you need to start your businesses, all the 7 streams of income, and so much more. I'm so excited to give all this information to you. Click the link below to join my 5-day challenge, the Total Freedom Challenge.